Hi, this is Matt. Out with Honey Revenge right now, opening for Meet Me at the Altar. I'm here to show off the kit today. Let's dive in. So let's start with the kick drum. It's about, I think it's a 20 depth, and it's a 22 diameter, very deep. Rack tom, we got a 13, and then we got a 16 floor. The kit finish, it's an SJC custom kit. It's not my custom kit, it was actually custom made for another artist on the roster that I happened to pick up from a shop down in San Marcos, Drum Flip, shout out. And the finish is white crackle. So it's actually textured on there. It's a little dirty right now, but it's actually textured. Custom kit, again, not for me, but I saw it online, fell in love with it, picked it up. So this snare drum, this one actually is, I did custom design this snare drum. I put die-cast hoops on it. It's a SJC Goliath bell brass snare, 14 inches. The depth is, I think, 7.5 or 7 inches deep. And it's about, I want to say 17 to 18 pounds solid bell brass, and this thing's a monster. Yeah, so I go to a lot of shows, and it drives me crazy when I can't hear the snare drum, because then no one really knows what's happening. So I was like, you know what, just give me the most kind of roided out snare you have. The biggest sizes. I asked them, they made I think it's a 6.5 or 7 depth snare, bell brass snare, and I was like, just give me the 7, because I need that extra depth. I like a big, fat sounding snare drum. Yeah, so on the snare we got Evans UV1. I actually just slapped this on here before we hit the road, and honestly it has some really good pop to it. It's my first time experimenting with the Evans UV1, and so far I'd repurchase it. For the rack tom, we have a Evans EC2S frosted. I wanted to kind of mess around. Usually I use clear heads just because they have a better attack, but you know, I wanted to experiment a little bit. I played a jazz kit that had frosted heads on it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try these out. So I picked up Evans frosted EC2S and also an Evans EC2 for my floor tom. I usually stick with the Evans EMAD 2 ply, and that usually, there's a lot of punch there. Yeah, so this one, it was actually this is the latest addition to the kit. I wanted something that kind of resembled clapping, because there's a lot of clapping in Honey Revenge songs. So you know what, it'd be fun to have like just a little bit of a smaller snare that's not just the bell brass, it's super overpowering. So I picked this up from Guitar Center a couple tours ago, and it's the Pearl M80 little 10-inch side snare. I just attached it to my hi-hat, slapped a Evans G1 head on there, and cranked it as pretty much as it would go. So my hi-hats, I play all TRX. I got 14-inch hi-hats. I got a bright top, dark bottom. We got a splash cymbal here, 10-inch blends, and I've had this on my kit for probably 8 years. It's one of my favorite cymbals. Left crash, we have a TRX 19-inch ice diamond finish. It's very shimmery. This is actually, I picked this up the day we left. It's a TRX LTD, it's a 23-inch crash ride. And so far, I'm kind of in love with it. I love this thing. And then we have over here for the right-hand crash, TRX X Series. It's a little bit darker, but again, it has pretty quick decay, but the attack on it's, I love it. This one's a 20-inch.
There are a couple guitars over here.
And then over here, we have a 19-inch TRX LTD China. Again, I've had this cymbal and this cymbal on my kit for about the same amount of time, about 8 years. And it's a big washy China, and I'm in love with this one too. Yeah, so for sticks, I play ProMark. I play the Attack 5Bs, Shirakashi Oak. And then for ears, I have a pair of Ultimate Ears Customs. Yeah, so for hi-hat pedal, we got an Iron Cobra Tama, and then we got some Tama Speed Cobras for kick. And also, like, my pedals, a lot of the hardware around the kit is Tama, just because, I don't know, Tama, in my opinion, makes the most sturdy hardware. I have very heavy hands, so hardware is constantly going through wear and tear. So yeah, I have a little arm here for this cymbal. This is a combination rack stand and a left crash stand. And then I got a Tama boom stand holding this big guy over here. And then these two are just kind of miscellaneous stands that I had laying around. And this throne, I kind of like to keep it old school. I like the round thrones. Very soft, the hydraulic, you can't go wrong with the hydraulic. And it's a rock and sock. Again, my name's Matt. Thanks for coming, checking out the kit. I'll be on the road with Honey Revenge for the next probably 2 to 3 weeks. Make sure to come out to a show. Check us out.